Hey there, I'm the Divine Miss Mikki. Today I watched a video by a very brave young man. Well, he's younger than me, so he's young, yeah. But he was being very, very honest about how he had made some mistakes and it led him to a point where he'd hit rock bottom. He'd literally hit that point. And he had the courage to speak up. And it really touched me, and I realized, I've been there. I know what that's like. I've been there more than once. And I'm sure as many of you've hit that point. And it's like, how do I get back up? How do I get through this? So I'd like to read to you the comment I left for him and discuss it a little bit. This won't be, I intend for this not to be a long video. How many times do I say it won't be long? 20, 30 minutes later, but no. I just wanted to talk about this very briefly, because sometimes when people hit that point, they just don't know how to get up, because they're being told things like, oh, suck it up, and I've heard an awful thing. It's a very common saying about, old saying about drink a cup of cement and harden up. That's not what you say to someone when they've hit a hard time. That's not what you say to someone when they've hit that bottom. You encourage them to stand and to see what they can learn, and you help them work through it in whatever capacity you can. And if you can't, then for God's sake, shut the hell up and just listen to them. Because sometimes that's all a person needs, just to be heard. And give them love. Let them know that you value them. So this is the comment I left this young man. It takes a huge amount of courage to put out a video with such intense honesty. Time to stop beating yourself up. Maybe you were meant to head down this road to take you in a new direction, or to learn new skills, or to deal with a past life or this life, the traumas from a past life or this life. I say this because I've lived all of the above. My last tower moment was at the beginning of September last year, and it opened doors like never before. Within me. The doors opened within me as well as in my life, but within me, to heal the traumas. And I said to heal many traumas, CPTSD, to find my true self, to regain my inner self, my inner strength, and rise like never before. And that's how I have felt myself from, and it was quite quickly after my tower moment that it was like, bingo, lights on, wow, where's the champagne? And I don't drink. So I wrote that, and then I've got my best advice, based on personal experience, is to take one step at a time. Right now, one breath. So you take that one step. You take that one breath. You just, instead of trying to race towards the change to make your life suddenly better, work it. You work it at your pace, because everyone's going to be different. But you just take it at the rate that works best for you. And most people, it's charge. doesn't work. It doesn't give you time to process. It takes a lot of inner work. And then I said, one breath, then another. Look at what you can learn from this. Was it really a mistake or a lesson needed at this time? Accept that there are things that have happened that you can't change. So look at ways you can change how you react, how you walk your path, and the wisdom of actions, intents, that you can make to bring about positive change. So this is the re-evaluating your situation, seeing what can you learn, what can you work to change yourself or to change your life in a positive way, and work towards those. It's highly unlikely that it will happen overnight, and it does take time. So I said, you are an inspiring, amazing soul with much to give the world. Reconnect with your awesomeness. Remember the saying, this too shall pass. You will grow from this. You have the knowledge, the wisdom. Most of all, keep that humour going, because it will help lift you up. Humour is wonderful. That's the power of fun, of laughter, of joy. This may sound strange, but go hug a tree. I said huge. Oh, hug I meant. Go hug a tree you're drawn to, as this helps you ground to the earth and reconnect to your soul. And then I mentioned about a country song that I love. It's by Winona Judd. And the first lines are, when you hit rock bottom, you got two ways to go. Straight up or sideways. And that's it. When you hit that rock bottom, you can't fall any further. You've fallen as far as you can. You're trying desperately to find any form of hope, anything to grab onto to lift yourself up. And that's the time when we have to make that choice. Do we stay down and maybe just move to the side? Oh, if I park my butt over here or park my butt over here, maybe it'll be different. No, it's bring yourself up. One step at a time, one breath at a time. See the lessons, see what you can learn. Beating ourselves up never helps. Yeah, we make mistakes. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. And it's hard. And sometimes no matter what we do, things don't seem to go right. And that's the time to sit back and say, I need to reevaluate here. You see, I didn't reevaluate when I knew something was wrong. I kept hoping, and then I lost hope, and then it got taken out of my hands, of which I am grateful, because it made me go, wow, okay, I got to change things. I got to see things for how they were. And what was going in my life before that was not healthy for me at all. Very unhealthy for me. And while I'm searching for all these things like healing frequencies, and I'm working on stuff, what was going on was right in front of my face. And I didn't want to believe that the person, and it was a person, was so deceptive and could do the harm that I knew was going on, and I didn't want to face it. I kept saying I felt like it, but I didn't want to accept, because I still wanted to believe that this person was essentially good. And then I was realizing more and more. And the stronger I got in working through the traumas, through the EMDR therapy, the more of a gap there was between me and this person. And that's why it didn't take long to get over the separation, the loss. I don't even look at a loss. It was a win for me. It was a win. I won. I won myself. What this person does is their stuff. I don't care. I won myself. And this is the thing, like when we go through a breakup, we have to really look closely at it. Was it really what we thought it was? Were we wearing rose-colored glasses? Was there abuse? And abuse comes in many ways. It's not just physical. It can be intellectual. It can be financial. It can be emotional. It can be manipulative. It can be deception. Abuse is abuse. A person can say something in a very derogatory tone, very nasty tone. And when you go, ow, they go, but I only said this. And it's like, well, if you said it that way, there wouldn't be a problem. That's a form of abuse. So, it's common, well, not common, yeah, it probably is. In this day and age, it is quite common for people to hit that rock bottom. Because life is hectic at times, and it can be very fast-paced. And it's like we're bombarded with things that say happiness is on the outside of you. If you have this, you will be happy. If you have that, you will be happy. You must achieve to have that great bank account and that amazingly big house. And there's nothing wrong with having those. But you've got to be happy. And the happiness is within you. You will not get it through someone else. They can enhance your happiness. They can make life so much brighter. They can bring laughter and joy. But they are not responsible for your happiness. They are, however, responsible for their actions and the effects it has on you. And this is this thing of, oh, well, you know, you're not responsible for the reactions of others. Yeah, but you're responsible for your actions and reactions to them. There's none of this cop-out. Oh, well, you know, they shouldn't have reacted like that. Oh, what about your actions? That, you know, it's the domino effect can happen here. So there's a personal responsibility that is a double-edged sword here. You know, just as you're not responsible for the reactions and emotions of others, you are responsible for your behavior that can cause triggers, can cause upset to others. So, how do we get ourselves up when we've hit that point? There's no quick, easy fix. I will say things that I have done, and that is there's a lot of healing frequencies on YouTube for lifting the emotions, for dealing with depression, for dealing with trauma. You find what works for you. The next thing is have a good look at yourself and at your life. Not blame. Blame is pointless. Yeah, you can say, you know, would have been nice if that person hadn't done that. Yeah, it would be. But you can't change what's happened. And dwelling on it won't change. We've all done that. We all know that it doesn't really change anything. You just get stuck in the hurt. So we reevaluate our life. We assess it. We reassess. Was this really healthy for me? Was this holding me back from my path? Did I feel safe or did I feel afraid? Because I felt afraid. There were a lot of times I felt afraid in the relationship I had. I felt afraid. And I mean, there were good times too. I won't say there weren't. But when it's one-sided, that's not healthy. So I'm giving you a lot, that is sort of like my story, but it's a story that's happening to many, particularly women, but not just women. And the being in a relationship where it has to be on the terms of the other person. There's very little compromise. And it's like, our responsibility is to say, hey, no, that's not working in a partnership. We're in a partnership. What I want matters as much as what you want. And that's finding your inner strength. Your strength to say, I matter. And that's one of the ways of building yourself up, is finding your self-worth, finding that you matter. Find what you love to do, what brings you joy. Look at your life and choose what you want. And choose where your boundary is. Choose your boundaries. And stick to them. You can waver at the line. Because, let's face it, life isn't black and white. But wavering does not mean step over. If something is not healthy for you, you need to look at being able to remove yourself from that. And it's not easy. The thing is, sometimes the best path is not the easy path. And sometimes what looks the easiest road is actually the harder road. So it takes time. And I'd like to talk more about this at another time, but I didn't want this to be a long video. I hope that something can be gained here. You have to be patient with yourself. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to get counselling. It's okay to go, oops, I should have got myself out of that a long time ago. Or, that was not a really good move, was it? It's okay. Because this is how we grow. This is the things that happen. If life was all easy, would we learn? Would we grow? Would we have that soul growth that's so important for us? Would we just stay in a fantasy land? Things to think of. But you know what? Anyone out there that has hit that rock bottom, I want you to know this. You can rise up again. You can find yourself. You can learn and grow from this. and you can make life better. You have that power. It may not seem like it at the time. Oh, boy, do I know that one. But you can do it. Trust me, I've done it a lot of times in my life. And this last one, I got over that pretty quick. I guess I had a lot of trial runs. I've got to laugh. And that's an important thing too. Find ways to laugh. And to work on being in places where you feel safe. Look at every avenue. Look at what you can learn. Look at what you can gain. Look at what you can change. And let go after you learn from what you can't change. Let go of it. That takes time. That's not going to be like that. That takes time. I'm still a work in progress. But boy, am I being triggered a hell of a lot less. And it seems I've been labelled crazy because I'm a strong-minded woman. Well, I know what I'd like to say to that person, but I'm too much of a lady to say F you. That's actually true. Someone, yeah. They met me for the first time trying to do a dominance thing over people I care about and said to someone I was crazy, and I'm just laughing going, don't like strong women, do you? Don't like someone who can actually see through your domineering, controlling front. So, oh. See, you've got to laugh. You just got to laugh. It's the best way. And a little F you never hurts. Liliana Allen made a song out of that. If you've never heard it, look it up. It's a great song. It's called F, the word, you. And I've done it where someone has really put it on and go because we hate what you do, we hate your crew, so please don't stay in touch. She's so cool. But yeah, I hope that this greets you feeling good, and if not, I am sending you so much love, and know that my heart is with you, and you will get through this. It will pass. You will rise again. Trust me, you will. You have to believe it. And on that note, oops, there goes the phone. I think that's Facebook. It would be my friend. I don't do much on Facebook. I just find it too... But I'm going to send you loads of love. I really mean it. And please take care of yourself. Look after yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in your worth. Just believe. It lies within. Much love. And if you like this video, you know the score. It's the YouTube thing. We feed the hungry algorithms by like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. I mean, do what you're comfortable with. I don't like pressuring anyone, but it does help the channel grow. So, I might even, maybe on this Friday night now, so tomorrow night for here, I might even end up maybe even getting another ghost on film. I hope so. Won't push them, you know. You like their privacy too. So, okay. On that note, I'm going to bid you adieu and send you lots of love, and we'll see you later. And I knew it wasn't going to be that short. Let's face it, I'm the queen of waffle. Actually, I think there's a few others on YouTube that can beat me at that, but bye for now. Bye.